This is Shop Talk. My name is Jay.
I'm Jess.
And with us today,
Kathleen Widener.
And which business are you, Kathleen?
The Spirit of Kalamazoo.
It's the greatest name. It really, truly is. It's like, I don't know. I don't know. I've been in your place so many times. It's like, it's the T-shirts, it's the ice cream, it's the, it's the different items. But it's like, I never knew the story behind why you do what you do.
Yeah.
Well, here we are.
Yeah,
I'm going to tell you.
So I'm kind of excited.
Yeah. So I wish my husband could be here, Andy.
Yeah.
He's the other co-owner, and he had a corporate job for many years in banking. And after 20 years, he decided I need to do something creative. He wasn't leaving banking, but
Right.
something on the side. I'm not going to go buy a convertible and get a younger wife, but I am going to do something different.
Right.
So he did all the legwork to get our store started. He met with people at Western from the Small Business Development Corporation, or
Okay.
I'm not quite sure what it all stands for, but SBDC, I think, are the acronym. And then did the business plan. And that whole process took about a year. Found the right place with the help of Rob Peterson, who worked at DKI at the time. And then started renovating the space. Our first store was on Portage Street, where the Stamped Robin is.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And we were there 5 years. And that was an old building that had tin ceilings and the exposed brick. And he had to put in new flooring. We had to work with contractors to build out the kitchen area for the ice cream. And initially, when we opened, we were just going to sell like college apparel. And the Spirit of Kalamazoo sold also plain old ice cream.
Okay.
Because, ice cream's pretty seasonal in Michigan. Even though you have a million people that say, I eat it year-round. Well, as soon as we hit about, 65 degrees, sales drop considerably on the ice cream. So
Gotcha.
there's a sweet spot for
Right, literally.
Exactly, when you want to have ice cream. And it tends to be 75 degrees and higher.
Okay.
But anyway, so we knew we needed to pair the ice cream with something else. So we thought a college apparel shop in downtown would be perfect.
Right.
So when we opened, it was September 7th of 2011. We thought, one Kalamazoo T-shirt and then the rest college stuff.
Sure.
We had Kalamazoo College, Western, and KVCC. Well, our opening night, it was an art hop, and that Kalamazoo T-shirt was flying off the shelves. Like, we kept going down to the basement to restock. Luckily, we had ordered, like, when you start out, sometimes you have to get high quantities. So I think we had, 96 shirts. So we had enough for that evening, but then we were like, whoa, we need to do more Kalamazoo, less college. And
Sure.
over the years, that is obvious when you come in our store. And now we've also got a lot of Michigan-themed clothing. So we still have Kalamazoo College and Western, but it's like maybe one hook for Kalamazoo College and 3 hooks for Western. So the campus has their own bookstore, which does a great job and has all the varieties. We just have a small representation.
Sure.
So anyway, and now after 5 years of the spot on Portage Street, we moved to where we are now on the Kalamazoo Mall. So we've been here in our spot 8 years.
Okay.
And it's much better foot traffic year round. That's what we were missing on Portage Street for a retail. We didn't have the foot traffic
Right.
in the winter especially, and you can't just survive on 3 seasons. You need all 4.
Right.
So
Makes sense.
it made sense to move, and we've been really happy. We love our downtown shop, friends that are customers, but friends, and then all the other business owners. That's why we stay.
Right, Kathleen, when Andy came to you and said, here's what I want to do, your reaction was?
Well, I was supportive, but I knew that I would be the one that stepped away from my job because I was part-time in
Sure.
marketing and public relations. So I was a little nervous. I didn't have any retail background.
Oh, sure. I mean,
Yeah.
or food
so
service.
many.
Like I had
Right.
been a server in college and done things like that, but I had never scooped ice cream. I had worked at a TCBY in high school, which is, like a yogurt
Yeah.
type.
Yep.
So I had done some of that, but it wasn't hard serve ice cream.
It's different on the other side, though. Being a part-time employee in
Oh,
college,
totally different.
Right.
or dealing with the laws, right?
Yes.
and health inspectors and all of
Oh,
that.
Sure,
yeah.
and part-time in college, you want an extra scoop, you go right ahead. Owner,
I
it's like,
know.
wait a minute, no,
Yeah,
this isn't working.
we
this way.
weigh this for a reason.
Exactly.
Yeah, so but the Plainwell ice cream owners were very gracious, and they taught me what I needed to know on the ice cream side. And we had other business leaders that held our hand. We were paired with Lori Russell from Nature Connection. She was like our mentor.
Okay.
And she did a great job of helping us figure out things as simple as pricing, cash register, you name it. She was a good resource. And, you just figure it out as you go. And luckily, we also hired a lady named Martha who had worked in retail. She had owned her own store, kind of like an antique / repainted furniture type store. Mm-hmm. And she helped us decorate and helped us basically train staff and manage the store. And she was a godsend for the first 4 years that we were in business. And then she went back to her working at Bronson as a social worker. But for those first 4 years, Martha was really, really influential in our business.
That's awesome. So when you touched on it a little bit of what you have in the store, but when people walk in, tell them what that looks like. Like what are you going to find there?
So you're going to find Kalamazoo t-shirts, gift items, the state of Michigan gift items, t-shirts. I mean, you're going to be slapped in the face with it. And it makes me laugh when people walk in and they're like, I'm looking for something that says Kalamazoo.
Nobody gave me the right
I'm like, wow, can we narrow that down? Do you want a mug? Do you want a hat? Do you want a t-shirt? And then there's also a lot of people that are like, well, I just don't know what my, whoever I'm buying for would like, but... And then I'm like, well, we also have food items from Cherry Republic, or we have candles from Kalamazoo Candle Company. You can't go wrong with, a mug from, that says, yes, there really is a Kalamazoo. So we have a wide variety of things.
So what's the hardest part in the day-to-day? I mean, it's like, you've got multiple arms of stuff going on. You've got apparel, you've got, the Kalamazoo stuff, you've got the ice cream, you've got all of it all under one roof. It's like, how do you manage all that?
It can be challenging. Like in the summer, it gets really busy with the ice cream. And then it can be hard to staff appropriately because that's more labor intensive.
Sure.
So you don't always know. Like you definitely look at the weather on a 10-day outlook and make sure that you have enough people on those days where it's going to be 80 plus. Mm-hmm. And then you also think about when it's going to be rainy. Oh, someone's going to have to stay home today. And then just managing, like if people come in with kids and kids are messy, that's when I regret sometimes that we have a t-shirt sitting next to the ice cream cooler, because that makes a great napkin.
I bet it does. And I wouldn't even think of that, to be honest. It's like, okay.
Yeah, so, there's little things where you're like, oops, well, it's just ice cream. It'll wash off.
Yes.
But, and then just trying to plan appropriately for what do people want. So
how hard is that?
It can be hard. Like we have certain designs we've done that we thought, oh, this is going to go flying off the shelves. And then it sits. Or it flew off the shelf and then we'd bring it back maybe 2 years later because somebody said, I really miss that design. And then it sits again. So you do have to kind of think, well, you loved it, but that doesn't mean the world is going to love it. And you have to, try and appeal to the masses because that's who basically keeps you in business.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so is it sort of an estimate every single time? It's like, okay, we're going to do an somewhat educated guess, and it's like, and we're going to cross our fingers?
Yes, it is. And maybe there's more of a science to it if you took retail management classes and did all that, but we're just learning as we go. So we have perfected certain things, like we know which ice creams are most popular. And we get guidance from Plainwell Ice Cream as well. But There are a very small handful of people that want me to get rum raisin, and I'm sorry. I know it's good, but that's 5 people, and Dave tells me at Plain Ice Cream, don't do it. It's just 5 people. They'll be in once a month, and that ice cream's just going to sit.
That's funny.
Love that. The one thing that I love too is because part of your business is seasonal, you have the outdoor dining area. And it's just so fun when you're walking down the mall and you see people sitting outside, whether it's on the planter or all the cute little chairs and tables. But you have seating inside too. And I don't know if a lot of people know that.
You're right. We do. We have a soda fountain-like seating area where we have 5 bar stools. Which, funny story, so I worked at Biggs Gilmore, which was an ad agency in Kalamazoo, and when they moved to their current location, which is in the Foundry building,
Yep.
they're now called VML, a different name. They were bought out by a different company. But anyway, they called me up, one of the employees, and he's like, hey, we're moving. We don't want to move all the soda fountain. Do you want it? And I was like, well, I want it, but how much? And he's like, it's free. Because of you. And I said, oh my God, stop. And then I'm like, yes, we want it. So we had to, Andy, my husband, had to get it out of Biggs Gilmore, which was a funny story in itself. So I'll save that for another time. But we got it out of Biggs Gilmore space, and then he had to build a replica in our garage because our landlord, where we're at now, didn't want it nailed into the floor, which I get that. We're not going to buy the space. We're just leasing. So he built a replica in our garage, and then with the help of a couple people, moved it into the store. So we have what looks like an old soda fountain. The soda taps don't actually work. There's not a source for the drink component, but it looks like it works. So that part's cool. And then we also have a few tables in the back, and then we built a bar at the front of the store so you can sit at the front window and look out as well. So there's a room for like 25 people to sit throughout the store.
Isn't that cool?
That is really cool.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people know that.
No.
I don't think you know.
Well, I do know that a lot of people walk by and then they try a different door from my door to come in because our building has upstairs condos. So they always try that door thinking that's where the ice cream is. And then they'll figure out to come to the actual door and they'll be like, where's the ice cream? Because you're not slapped in the face with it.
Sure.
It's the clothes or the, merchandise that you're slapped in the face with when you walk in. Like, just walk a little further. Here's the cooler.
I think it's funny, and I don't know how many times it's happened, because it seems like every single time I'm downtown, there's somebody who walks by with ice cream, and it's like, oh yeah, it's this and I don't know if you realize that is what you have put together. It's like, I see ice cream downtown, Spirit of Kalamazoo. It's just this. It's almost Pavlovian.
That's nice. I love that.
It's true.
Yeah, it does.
And
it does.
if it's again wrong,
You
No.
see it and you want it. Yeah.
Not at all. You know what you should do is pay one of your employees to just like walk up and down the mall with ice cream.
I know.
And like a friend and be like, oh, this is so
good.
Well, we joke, like, if you're having a slow day, fix yourself an ice cream. You're going to have someone come in as soon as you take that first bite, and you'll be like, sorry,
Yeah.
I'm eating my ice cream.
Guaranteed. That's funny. Absolutely. So where does it go next? Is there another? Again, do you continue to raise the game?
You
What
know,
do
I
you
know
do?
people talk about, like, Spirit of Grand Rapids, Spirit of Saugatuck, but we're not, we just don't have the capacity, Andy and I, to open another location in the way that we would want to.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
So we've, mainly Andy has talked about another one, and I'm always like, it's yours. With the next wife.
in the nicest possible way. Yes.
So he's understands, and as the years have gone by, he's not in corporate banking anymore,
Okay.
but he still has a day job, and he doesn't have the day-to-day time to be at our store like I do, and I don't have the desire to have another business on top of this one. So we just devote ourselves to this.
Yeah, you just make it the best that it can be. And I love the store. I always walk in. There's actually a shirt that I need to come in and get, and I keep forgetting. So,
well,
yeah.
you know where to find me.
I know.
So, look, you could have this any place. You could be in the mall. You could be a whole bunch of other places that isn't downtown. You stay in downtown.
We love downtown. We love the other shop owners. We love our customers. I mean, we have regulars, and they've become friends, like I said. And the vibe is fun, and we love Art Hop Night, but we just love any day downtown. It's got a great energy. I love the old buildings mixed with the newer buildings. I mean, that is unique, and people maybe don't realize how unique Kalamazoo is unless you've been other places. I grew up in Morgantown, West Virginia, which was also a college town, and the campus for West Virginia University is right downtown, or at least the main campus is. And it was just normal to be part of their downtown when you're a college kid. And I wish that's one thing that's lacking in Kalamazoo. I wish that our college students were more connected to downtown. It's not easy to walk as it could be. And what was unique about Morgantown, which people may not know, is it has what's called the PRT, Personal Rapid Transit System. It's like a monorail.
Oh.
So it can take you from one section of campus to another, but it can also, it's not just for the university, it can also take you from one part of downtown to the football stadium or to the upper part of downtown.
Sure.
So I would love that if Kalamazoo got that, but I know that's reaching for the stars.
Oh, you know what, though? It's exciting because, I mean, there's things that are being worked on to make that happen. And I think that it's just communication with the colleges, with the students, doing all the things that Downtown Shops is doing to bring the students downtown. Because there's so many times when you see these groups of college kids or professors bringing their kids down and they're like, oh, we didn't know this was so close. So, I mean, it's definitely in the works. It just
Good.
takes time
I would
and
love
word of
that.
mouth and
Yeah.
all of those types of things.
It is easy for like KVCC at the downtown
Oh, gosh,
campus.
yes, yeah,
I mean,
right
that's
there.
right in downtown.
Yep.
And I do have a lot of regulars from that campus. And then Kalamazoo College, we have a lot of regulars, as well as I employ at least 2 right now that are from Kalamazoo College. And they both walk or bike. And so it's a little easier for those 2 campuses. Western's just a little bit more, removed.
Sure.
So it's a little harder.
I think you had mentioned, again, you're not from here. I'm not from here. I think the people who grew up here don't realize how different and weird and strange, all in a good way, that downtown Kalamazoo actually is. It's a gem that you just don't see in cities this
You
size.
don't.
You don't.
We have excellent restaurants.
Yeah.
Excellent bars. We have great shops. I know that the mall's changed a lot over the years. People loved Gilmore's and Jacobson's, that
Sure.
department store type shopping. But that's just, let's be honest, that's just not the way it is anymore. It's unique little shops, and you just have to embrace the change and come on down, and you find something new every time you go in these little shops. And
It's an
it's really
experience.
fun. Yeah.
It's not just shopping. It's an experience.
Right, yeah, it's fun to go to all of them and get just, sometimes it's just a little pin or, a hat or something small. And then, you'd be surprised at the comments you get when you wear it out in the regular world.
Or walking by and seeing somebody eat ice cream, and the next thing you know, it's like, butter pecan, please. Here we go.
Yes.
That's exactly
That's
where you're
so
at.
true.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you so much, Kathleen, for being with us today. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Jess,
Yes.
do we have some stuff coming up?
Of course we do.
Of course.
Oh
There's
my
always
gosh.
things going on in downtown Kalamazoo.
Always something to do
Yeah.
in Kalamazoo. Come on, you know that.
I do.
So we are finishing up Skeletor.
Yep.
That goes until October 31st.
By the way, those are really cool.
Aren't those fun?
Yes, those are really, really cool.
I love the skeletons. They make me laugh every
Yep,
time I
me
see
too.
them. Then we are hitting into November.
Welcome
Can you
to it.
believe it? Yes. So we are kicking it off with First Friday featuring Art Hop from the Arts Council. That
Big one.
Always, it's a huge
Yep,
one.
it is.
That is the first Friday of November, the 1st from 5 to 9 downtown. And then the same night, Kalamatopia is happening on the North Mall.
Okay.
And that's a bunch of pop-up shops. And so you can make an entire evening of that just walking from the North Mall, which is behind the gigantic skeleton, or the, that'll be gone, but like the Santa, that area down there.
Yep.
And then crossing over Michigan Ave and heading down the other 3 blocks of the mall. So that's a great night. Second Saturday, we have Moms in the Zoo.
There
This
you go.
is the time for all of those mom people to come out and get pampered by our shops. There's going to be wine samples and chair massage and little grab and go gifts and gift with purchases and just make and take things that the moms can do. And this is our time to pamper those moms as they all are heading into one of the busiest times of the year. November 23rd, favorite day downtown, the Maple Hill Holiday Parade, and that starts at 11 o'clock. Then after the parade, you're going to want to stick around because we have activities on the mall from 12 to 5.
Fun.
Really fun stuff is going to go on. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you found your parking. You're down there.
Might as well just stay.
You might as well just grab a bite to eat at one of the restaurants and then walk the mall and check out all the fun activities that are going on. Ending up the month, we have the tree lighting at Bronson Park on the 29th from 5 to 7.
I can't believe we're talking about this already.
I know.
I really, truly can't.
I know, it's so crazy. And then ending with Shop Small Saturday, November 30th, downtown. So excited. Santa's Workshop opens that day, and that is the day to come out. You should be doing this anyway all year round, but this is definitely the day to come out and shop local.
There you go.
And you get free reusable bags.
I love those. By the way, those
while
are awesome.
supplies last.
Absolutely.
So you want to make sure you come on down early and then spend a day down there.
Cool.
So much going on.
Always.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Kathleen, thank you so much.
Thank you. This was fun.
This is fun. Jess, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, this is Shop Talk.